What's up, guys? We are back for another episode of the Troubled Past podcast. On this episode, I want to talk about the nonprofit that I founded. A few years back, I was doing a lot of editing and recording at a nonprofit in Longmont, Colorado called LPM, or Longmont Public Media. And the nonprofit, they're amazing. They've got a full film studio, podcast studio, music studio, editing bays, all kinds of great things. And it's free to the public from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can also buy memberships to where you can get 24-hour access. It's really a cool place. So I was doing a lot of stuff with them, and at that time they were trying to secure their funding. They got funding from the city, but it was coming up to where the city could take it away if they so chose. And we were trying to figure out a bunch of different ways for them to keep the funding, to make more money, and do different things. And I was close to the people that worked there. And so I was always trying to give ideas and do things. And I kept thinking of like ways that they could have been leaving their mark by helping the community. And I realized that that's not really what their goal was. Their goal was very specific, which I totally understand, not trying to knock them or anything. Their goal was the media stuff. And in my head, there was a lot of like things to where during COVID, they could have been supplying masks or doing like back to school things and bringing people in and doing different things that could have helped the community. And I wanted to get involved, but there was really no room for me to be a part of it. So I decided that I'm just going to start my own nonprofit. I've always wanted to help people. My goal when I'd start businesses, because I used to do, it was Splash Bros Corporation. Long before Splash Bros, the basketball players, it was Splash Bros Corporation. And my whole goal was to basically build a city. But the city was going to have a different schooling system to where the schools would be like a regular school, except for one key detail. If they noticed a kid was passionate about something, they would help push them towards that thing and help teach them different ways to turn that skill or that passion into something that they could make money off of, and they could turn it into a career. So it would have that aspect, plus it wouldn't teach everybody like in a one-size-fits-all type of schooling system. And so we would have had that, and it was going to have free housing for everybody, all the employees. I don't personally like the term employees. I like team members. So all of the team members would have gotten free housing. We would have had all of the businesses there because I'm very entrepreneurial. Like I want to start a bunch of different businesses. That's kind of my passion, along with helping people. Like I want to start all these businesses to help people, and I just have a constant flow of ideas for different things. So there was always going to be room to grow, and I just saw it growing into the size of a town, because we would have like the production studio, we would have the nonprofit, we'd have landscaping companies, we would have the hair product companies, we would have the fitness companies, and there was just so much that could be done that it would require so many people that it basically would be its own city. And I just wanted to create this so that I could give people freedom. I've said in previous episodes that my goal is to provide freedom for my team members, and I want to give the free rent, amazing benefits, incredible vacation time, not even really vacation time, like, oh, you want to take a trip? Cool, take the trip. It's not 3 days a year, because what are you going to do with that? I want you to be able to make enough money to where you can be like, hey, we're taking the family to Puerto Rico. Can we go for a week? Absolutely. Send photos, enjoy. In fact, let's figure out how to monetize it, make content out of it, It's a write-off. We're making money off of it. Everybody's enjoying their life, and we get to create something. So let's give people the opportunity to just be free. And not only be free, but to thrive while being free. And let's give everybody an opportunity to do what they love. Like, I didn't want to hire people that, oh, I know how to do photo, but I really hate photo. Like, that's not the person that I want to be taking photos. I want someone that knows how to do photography, absolutely loves photography, and that is their position at the business. You get to do what you love. Plus, you get to make a crazy salary doing it, and you live for free. You get incredible benefits. You just get to be free and enjoy life. And that was my goal. That was always my goal. So once that kind of changed, like the path changed from partnering with the wrong people, from trusting people that I shouldn't have trusted and not really going after my own thing. It was always pivoting to try to do something for someone else and try to accomplish somebody else's dreams almost. It was still kind of chasing mine, but I was focused too much on helping the wrong people, and then their problems became my problems, and it never worked. And eventually, that's kind of why I ended up at Longmont Public Media, was because I was partnering with somebody for a lingerie company. I was doing all the photography and the social media stuff, and I did all the websites, and I was doing so much, and it wasn't really something I was passionate about, and I needed a place to actually edit all of this content because my computer just couldn't handle what I was doing. And I ended up there, and I'm doing stuff for them, editing, and that's how I ended up at this place, meeting all these people, and it just kept pushing me towards the nonprofit. And the more I was working there, the more that the current people I was partnered with were out doing other things, not really working, and putting the load on me. And I realized, like, I'm done doing for others that don't really appreciate it. It doesn't really help me in the long run. It's not pushing me towards creating what I'm trying to create. It's not helping me help others. It's just more of a, let's go for this because it could potentially make money. And as much as I love money, it wasn't really my driving force. My driving force is make the money so that I can help people. And if I'm not having the opportunity to do both of those things, I didn't want it. I was getting taken advantage of, and I just didn't want it. So I pivoted. I laid out the terms. I said, hey, if X, Y, and Z doesn't happen, then I'm gonna go after my own thing. I'm gonna go after the nonprofit, and I'm gonna create something that actually helps people. And that's how it ended up. The executive director of Longmont Public Media told me how to go about getting a 501c3 and becoming an accredited nonprofit. Someone else helped me actually get started. They don't want to be named. They didn't want to be named when we did it. Unfortunately, I got back into drinking at that time, and that partnership just fizzled out, and it just ended up bad because me drinking is not good. Drunk Jarod is not a good person. And as much as I thought I could handle it, because that was right around the time that I went to a different state with a friend. They were like, "Come on, man, have a drink with me." Not saying that it was their fault; it was my fault for giving in and thinking that I could handle it and it would go well. That was right around the time where I started drinking. When we first met, I wasn't drinking. Like, that was honestly one of the reasons they were gonna start hanging out with me, because I was gonna help them to get away from drinking, and then I started drinking. Then we started drinking together, and it just turned into a time bomb. So the person that helped me start it, we ended up parting ways. I don't talk to them anymore. They don't, like I said, they didn't want to be mentioned. They didn't want to be mentioned during it out of fear of repercussions from their employer. So they helped me get started. And when we first started, it wasn't what it is now. The whole point of United and Change now is to basically do what I said with the schooling. It's to help troubled children, kids that were like me growing up that didn't really have a positive role model. They were acting out. They were labeled the bad kid. They didn't know what they were doing with their life. Now it's geared towards them and towards helping kids find their passion, figure out what they want to do in life, and then help them turn that into a career. So now we will set them up with an EIN, we'll file their business licensing, we'll help them get their first clients, we'll help them with their branding, their marketing, their websites, and we will help them become involved in their community. That's a big part of it, is having them do social things with their community that actually help, whether that be like a toy drive, a backpack drive, just going and helping the elderly with their lawn care, whatever it might be. That was a big part of it, is we want them to get involved in the community, gain some self-worth, build up their reputation, get people that trust and love them, and really set them up for success to go after their dream. And that's what it is now. But when we first started, it was all over the place. It was, we started it in September, and we were like, all right, so January 1st we'll start. And I had the idea as well, if we start sooner, we could do a toy drive and collect toys for kids. So we decided September to December, we're gonna put together a toy drive. And I was so gung-ho and not really thinking about how much work really goes into things like this, that I was like, we'll do something every month. Every other month, we'll set something up. We'll do something for Black History Month. We'll do something for Thanksgiving. We'll do something for Halloween. We'll do trash cleanups. We'll do all of this stuff. It's just gonna be just everything all at once. Like, it's gonna be, we aren't niche down. We are just everything. Someone at a Rotary Club was like, "Oh, so you were just a mini version of us, but you did it all yourself." And I was like, that is a great way to put it. So we did a toy drive. We started in September. December we did a toy drive. It was honestly incredible. The turnout sucked. It really did. But for some reason, I really think this is thanks to my buddy Lucky Luck. If he's watching this is huge thanks to him. He helped get us placed on all kinds of things so that we were like number 2 on Google when you search toy drives. It was thanks to other people helping out. We were able to secure a space because in my mind, I was like, we're gonna fill this out. With the way everything was trending, the way we were on Google, I thought it was gonna be huge. I thought this was gonna be some massive thing. There'd be thousands of people, and it wasn't. There was barely anybody there until the end. Then a bunch of other people showed up. I ended up getting a bunch of vendors and telling them how great it was going to be. Luckily, all I charged them was a toy to get in, but there was a bunch of vendors. Nobody, like I said, nobody showed up to buy stuff from them. I felt terrible. I felt so bad. I was like hiding out in the back. It wasn't great, but the community showed up. You would just see people just randomly walk in and set a toy under the tree, and then they would take off. Then another person would walk in, set a toy under the tree, and then take off. And by the end of it, we just had a pile of toys, just tons of incredible stuff. And my thought was, let's give it to kids that are in the hospital that are going through stuff. And there was a local hospital in Longmont where we did it. So I talked to the people there. I took them all of these toys. It was a huge car full of toys. If I remember, I'll throw a photo up. Actually, I might not be able to because my hard drive crashed with all of my stuff on it. Everything. Like, I lost a lot, which is sad. It sucks, but I've never been one to give up. So if I can find a photo, if I remember, I'll throw a photo up showing off all the toys we got. So that was a success and not a success at the same time. There wasn't a lot of people, but we weren't really shooting for a ton of people. We were shooting for a ton of toys, and we got that. We dropped it off at the hospital. Kids that were going through it that might not get a Christmas or might be their last Christmas got to have toys, got to actually enjoy themselves, got to be kids going through such a terrible situation. So on that aspect, it was a success. And then our next thing, we did a backpack drive, a school supply drive. So we got a bunch of backpacks. We ended up doing this. Actually, I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm trying to think because I've done multiple backpack drives, and I think in my head I'm mixing the two. So we did do a school supply drive, but I'm not sure if that one. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was honestly mixing up two separate school supply drives in my head. And the first one we did was actually with the people that I ended the partnership with to go down this, so it wasn't making sense. So it was kind of like throwing me off. But we did a toy drive. We collected a backpack drive. We got some backpacks. We got some school supplies, and then we were able to donate that. And we also did a cleanup, to where we would go out and we'd clean up trash. And then we did a turkey drive where we collected a bunch of turkeys, and then we gave them to families in need. And it was just kind of all over the place. I tried to do a trunk or treat, but that one kind of fizzled out. And then we did another toy drive on the following December, collected a bus full of toys, let families just come and pick them out. That one was great. And it was just becoming just so random. It wasn't like we didn't really have something that we were doing. We were just trying to do as much as we could and just help as many people. I say we because there's been different people that have come and helped me, but it's only me on the nonprofit side right now, aside from a few board members that kind of just make sure things are going right. And it was just random. I got asked, we did an autism awareness festival. Again, like I said, it's all over the place. So we set up an autism awareness festival. We did that. Again, not the best turnout. It was just so much to try to do by myself. I mean, I had help in areas, but the help wasn't enough to do what we were trying to accomplish. And through setting up the Autism Awareness Festival, I got asked to speak at a Rotary Club. And this is what really turned it for me. So I went, I did my speech, and I told them, like, I just went through everything we did. I was like, we do cleanups, we do autism awareness, we do school supply drives, turkey drives, we do toy drives, and I just kept listing all this random stuff that we do. And by the end of it, I got some donations. I was able to help more people with it. But then the person that asked me was like, if I can give you any type of advice, it would be that I don't know what you do. And I was like, that makes sense. She's like, I don't know if when I asked you, I thought you did autism awareness stuff. Like, I thought you were an autism awareness nonprofit. And then when you came, you just told us all this stuff that you do. You told us you do everything. And one of the people there even told me, he's all, oh, so you are basically a Rotary Club just by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I guess that is. And she's also, nobody knew what you did. So it's hard to like get you donations or to get you grants or to really do anything for you because you do everything. You're not niched down. There's nothing really that that tells me what you are. And she's also, if I can suggest anything, any type of advice I can give you, it would be to figure out what your niche is and then do that. So that's what I went after. And that's when I came up with what I want to do is help kids. What I want to do is help at-risk youth. I want to be the person that I always wanted when I was younger. I want to be the person that can actually step in when times are tough, people are struggling, maybe money's an issue, maybe there's just no one that listens to a kid, so that they just keep acting out and just keep getting worse and worse and worse because nobody's truly hearing them. I want to be that person that I wish I had growing up. And that's when it turned into what it is. So now, I said before earlier in the video, now it is help at-risk youth. I love, like I've said in so many different videos, I love creating businesses. That's something I'm very passionate about. I just had a friend hit me up about a business he wants to create, and I've already given him so many different ideas and plans, and I'm sure he's like, dude, shut up. But that's just what I love. I love the process of, okay, so let's do this for marketing. Oh, but we need to get this, and we got to get the branding done and the packaging, and we got to figure out this, and that. I love it. So I was like, why don't I help kids find a purpose, figure out what they're passionate about, and help them turn it into a career? I'm really good at launching businesses. I'm really good at branding. I'm really good at names. I'm good at all these things. Why don't I do it for people that actually will appreciate it and will actually use it properly and will run with it, instead of continually doing it for the wrong people? And that's where it turned into that. So now it's all about giving kids a positive role model, whether that be male or female, giving kids a place where they can learn, they can grow, they don't have to be told that their dream is stupid. They get to be told, all right, your dream's cool. Let's figure out ways that you can actually make money off of it and turn it into a career. Because even things like my son's dream is to be an artist. And his parents, his mom and his stepdad don't fully understand that. And they're like, there's no money in that. You shouldn't do that. Which is just shitting on someone's dream. Not understanding that YouTube money is insane. You can be a YouTube artist. You can be a commissions art. There's so many different ways to make money off of something that people don't understand than they realize. It's not just about, oh, I'm gonna do my art and now I'm loaded. It's not about, oh, I'm just gonna be someone that works with plants. And there's so many different ways. No matter what it is, we can figure out a way to monetize it, turn it into a career, and push these kids towards something that they love. Give these kids something to actually look forward to actually have a purpose, to get them away from the bad things that they're doing or the bad crowd that they're hanging out with, and teach them that there is something more than what they're looking at. More to life than what their future currently holds. Because once you give a kid something and you actually give them someone that listens, and you give them something to look forward to, and you give them something that they're actually passionate about and that they actually care about, and you give them purpose, the bad habits and the bad friends and all of that's eventually just going to work itself out. Because they're going to have something that they're working towards that these kids don't care about. They're going to be changing and actually working hard that these kids aren't working towards. And they're going to eventually just grow apart. Or they're going to bring these kids with them, and these kids are going to grow from that bad crowd. We can't help everybody. Unfortunately, some kids just aren't going to want to change. But our goal is to help as many as possible. And that's what I'm striving for, is to actually give kids hope, give kids change, be the person that I wish I had. I'm glad I didn't get it because I wouldn't be doing this. it wouldn't have turned me into this. I would have been doing God knows what. Love math, so probably something with math and numbers. Probably be a lot better off financially, but like I said, that's not the whole end goal. Finances are more to fund helping. My dream, something I want more than anything, is to be able to walk up to a struggling mom, struggling dad, somebody that's just like, all right, we can't get this because of money, or they run their card and it doesn't work, and I just walk up and I hand them an envelope, and it's just full of cash. I want to be able to put money in Pampers and then walk away. I want to be able to put money in the lid of Enfamil. I want to be able to put money in the lid of baby formula. Not sure what the brand name is, but I want to be that type of person. And I've said it in previous podcasts because that's my dream. It's something that I want so bad, more than so much. I want to be able to, another thing I really want to do is I want to pull up to a bus stop, have the keys to a car, have the title to a car, and be able to give it to somebody. And just hand them the keys, sign over the title, give them the car. I found out recently that is very bad logistically and legally, because if something happens before they get plates and everything, then I'm screwed. So what I would do is do that, and then we would figure out all the logistics. So anybody commenting like, bro, you're going to get sued for that, I get that now. I didn't put all of that together, but yes, that is very, it's a great gesture, and it's a great dream to have, but I need to be able to do it the proper way. But that's one of my biggest dreams, is to pull up to someone on a bus stop. Like, you can tell that they're tired. You can tell like a working dad or a working mom, someone that has to get up an extra hour or two early because they got to catch that bus, and then they got to ride the bus home, and that takes them and they're just missing all this time with their family. I want to be able to give them a change. So we would do it properly. I'd pay for the plates. I would do all that stuff. I'd get them set up, and boom, here you go. That's one of my biggest dreams. I'm going to do it. Like, there's no question about it. That, giving people money when they need it, being able to actually help someone that's struggling. That's what money is to me. So, yes, I would have been more financially stable, better off financially if I would have went the other route, and I would have had someone like me. But now, since I didn't have that person, I get to be that person for others. And who knows, maybe what I do will strike that into somebody. Strike that into somebody is probably not the right way to say it. Maybe since I'm doing this now, it will motivate somebody, one of these kids, to be like, you know what, I want to do this for somebody else. And we get that pay it forward effect. Like, look, I was a struggling kid. Someone saw potential in me. Someone showed me a better way. Someone helped me start this business, this empire that I have created now. And I'm going to do the same for you. And we just have just a snowball effect of people helping people. Like, how cool would that be? And that's what we're doing. It's already done. We just got to catch up to it. And that's why I started United in Change. It's why I founded the nonprofit. Originally, I founded it to help as many people as I can, but I think this is going to be it. I know this is it. This is it. I'm trying to be better about speaking it into existence and speaking it like it's already here. So if you ever hear me saying something is something and you're like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. We just got to catch up. It's there. It's already here. We just got to get to it. So that is the goal. That is what we're going to accomplish. That is what we have accomplished. And we're going to create something that helps so many people. And I'm going to stick to what I wanted to do with Splash Bros. As I build, as I grow all these businesses, because I'm also doing my own businesses, I still have all the same passions. I still have all of these other businesses locked in the chamber. As we grow each individual business, we're going to grow another business. And then we're going to grow another business. And we're going to grow another business. And we're going to keep spreading that money around to where it turns into what I had always dreamed it would be. Freedom for others, no rent, housing, vacation, days off. Like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to turn into the greatest place to work, the greatest place to live, and it's just going to be freedom. And I can't wait to be the person that gets asked all the time, like, why you could make all this money? Why are you doing this? Because this is what I'm here for. This is why I got dragged through hell as a child, as an adult, as a teenager. This is why I got dragged through all that muck and was such a bad person and was put through so many different experiences so that I can turn into the soldier that I'm supposed to be. The toughest people get put through the toughest things because they're going to be the person that makes a difference. So I don't need billions of dollars. I've got billions of dollars worth of ideas. I'm going to make billions of dollars. And we're going to distribute it to the people, to the team. No rent, just freedom. Kids actually going towards their passion. Honestly, I'm a little afraid that this is going to get me taken out, to be honest. Because this is a system disruptor. And the system does not like to be disrupted. So I am a little worried that I might get taken out early because I'm doing things that's gonna take cogs out of the machine. It's gonna take bricks away from the wall. It's gonna pull people out of the matrix. So I am a little worried that they're gonna be like, yeah, that's not happening. But we'll see. I don't know if I would be put here to do all this if that was truly what's going to happen. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the dream. That's why United in Change is here, to help create something incredible, to help so many people. We already have 37 acres in northern Colorado to build on. It's time to get the funding put together. It's time to get to work, really. That 37 acres is already mapped out. I created a awesome 3D model. Like, you can actually walk through it on the program, and it's incredible. Filled with a sound studio. It's got a full MMA gym for our anti-bullying program, to where we can do shows. We can do, if people want to become fighters, they can train for free. They can use it. It'll have a full-size octagon. It's got a 30,000 square foot venue for music, speeches, for whatever. It's got a 30,000 square foot film studio. So if people want to get into making movies, TV shows, it's set up for all of that. It'll have editing bays. It'll have offices, full music studio with a practice stage, podcast studios all over. It's the plan is incredible. The plan is literally the greatest place if you're a creator. Like, this is going to be the spot to where creators want to be. This is the fantasy factory for creators. 37 acres of just incredible opportunities. if I am able to, I'll also put that in here if I remember. It's hard for me to remember these things because I do so much, and then I'm like, oh God, I got to edit the podcast too, and I got to remember to take parts out, and a lot of times I forget, or I forget to mark down the spot, or I just don't remember, to be honest, because I'm currently working on a cartoon for children. It's called Fernie the Big Scary Monster. It's going to be great. I'm very excited about that. I've got my hair care product that I'm launching. I just recently decided to go a whole different route on the product, on the packaging and the branding and things like that. And then I've got the podcasts that we're doing. I've got the job that I'm working to fund all of this. I've got the time that I spend with my kid. It's just a lot. So it's hard for me to remember sometimes to put things in the episode. But I did look at the time about there. You know what? Oh, I don't have my phone. So even now, I was gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna put it in my phone. I'm gonna remember. But I don't have my phone on me right now. I'm gonna do my best to remember to put images of the model so that people can actually see what we're working towards. Because this is going to be incredible. This is going to be life-changing. This is going to be something that people fight to work with. Again, I don't like work for. I don't like employees. It's just easier to say that because it's so natural to work with, to team up with. I don't want people thinking they work under me. I want people to think that, not even think, I want people to know that without them, this isn't going to keep running. Like the people that are cleaning are just as important as me coming up with the idea, or just as important as the person that handles the money, or just as important as the person that teaches the classes. We are a team. So I hate the work for, but this is going to be a place where people want to work. It's going to be a place where people want their kids to go. It's going to be a place where creators want to create. And it's just going to keep growing and growing. We're going to start with 37 acres. My plan is to just keep buying all the lots around it and just turning this into something huge. The town it's in has so much room for growth. It's incredible how much, and it's all just empty. It's just fields of beautiful land, and it's covered in greenery, so it's got to be good land. And it's gorgeous. The view of the mountains is beautiful. This is going to be something that you tell your kids about, that your kids tell their kids about, and this is going to be something that's going to leave legacies. This is going to be something that people are going to join in on, and they're going to leave their mark on this world. United in Change is one of the biggest... No, United in Change is the biggest nonprofit, and it's the biggest nonprofit that actually makes a dent in the matrix. I'm not saying all the other nonprofits aren't important. I'm not saying that they're not doing their part, but this is going to be something that actually changes the lives of countless people. I feel bad saying that because I guarantee there's a lot of nonprofits changing the lives of countless people. So this is just going to be a matrix disruptor. This is going to be something that changes the lives of Americans. This is going to be something that provides freedom to Americans, and eventually it's going to provide freedom worldwide. We're just starting here. I want this to branch out into different states. I want this to branch out into different countries. I want this to become something that really provides people with a feeling of accomplishment, just freedom, like I've said countless times. I got to get shirts made that say, like I said. I say that so much, like I said. But it's going to be something that actually gives kids a purpose, gives kids a a will to live and to grow and to strive to be better. And it's going to be something that just changes the world. And I'm so excited about it. I am so excited about it. If this is something you're interested, like if this is something that you're interested, Jesus. See, like that part, that's something that I should take out, but I'm not going to remember to take it out. So I'm just going to look stupid. But it's hard to talk for an hour just staring at a camera and not have any type of mess up, not have any type of just fumble, you know? This is a lot more difficult than it looks, especially when you're just going off the top of your head. I didn't write any of this down. I don't plan any of these episodes. I just go. My buddy, he turns on the camera. He says, "You're good to go," and he walks out the door. And I go, what am I going to talk about? And then I go, all right, I got this. And I just jump in. But if you want to get involved in this, if this is something that you're interested in and you want to get involved in it, you can email the podcast at troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com, or you can email me directly at j.johnson@unitedinchange.org. A lot of people mess up on the in. It's IN. United in Change. And just let me know that if you want to donate, you can donate at unitedinchange.org. You can message me through the website. But this is going to be next level. This is next level. I got to stop with the this is going to be, because this is going to be isn't going to happen. This is next level. This is a game changer. This is something that all creators are going to want to be a part of. This is something that kids are going to love. This is something that parents are going to love. We're also going to have cool spots for the parents too. It's not just the kids. Like if you're working there, it's going to be crazy. I think a lot of it, like the parent part. I saw the movie. I don't remember what the movie is, but it's like Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, and they intern at Google. And I just saw how crazy Google was, and that kind of helped spark this. This was years ago. And I was like, dude, I want that for people that work with me. I want them to just be free, enjoy life, enjoy their job, enjoy going to work, fight for their position. This is something that everyone's fighting to get in, and they're fighting to stay. Not saying like, dude, you better fight to stay. I'm saying like this is something that people want to get in and they don't want to leave. This is incredible. And we've got no shortage of jobs coming. No shortage at all. Landscape companies, hair care products, fitness companies, motivational speaking, fighting, just basically, if you can think photography, video, if you can think about it, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna have it all. And there's no crazy greedy CEO at the top, because like I said, I just want to keep helping people and keep growing and just keep enjoying. We're all gonna have money. We're all gonna be set. We're all gonna leave a legacy. And this is it. This is huge. Honestly, when I jumped on, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to talk about this for so long, but the passion just pushes it. The passion really does. So the setup, I said there's going to be the film studio. So what that does is that gives us opportunity to create shows, gives us opportunity to film movies, gives us an opportunity to rent it out to people. So there's an income source right there. The MMA gym gives us an opportunity to do anti-bullying programs, lets us teach kids how to defend themselves, builds confidence in kids. It lets people that want to actually chase that as a career train, lets us throw shows to where that brings in revenue. It allows us to put sponsors. We have the actual music venue part to where we can have motivational speeches. We can have conferences. We can have concerts. It's far enough away from all the other main concert venues to where it won't be a breach in any artist contract to perform there. Because a lot of people don't understand this. When an artist goes to do a concert, they are contractually obligated and they're contractually limited on where they can do another concert. So say you do a concert in Denver, there's going to be a clause in that contract that says you can't do a concert within 60 miles to 90 miles or however far it is, because that prevents them from going to the next city, which is closer to certain people, and it prevents them from limiting their ticket sales. So if you're doing a concert here, we don't want you doing one 30 miles away, because the people that would normally travel from there to buy the tickets won't travel here anymore. They're just going to buy tickets in their area. So it creates like a net on all the surrounding communities. Like, hey, if you want to see your favorite artist, you have to come here, because they're going to be like 60 to 90 miles away. So you're not going to be able to see them unless you travel here. We are located in a spot to where we're good. We're far enough away. The venue's going to be big enough to where we can still have these big artists, and that's going to be a huge revenue stream. And then we have the podcast studios. That's going to create revenue through podcasting. It's going to create revenue through renting out the studios. We have memberships that you can buy. And all of these areas are also going to give our students access to learn how to podcast, give them a studio to film in. They get to create their own monetization and money. And then there's just so much, like the photography studio. That's going to give kids a way to do photographs. We can sell out the studio, not sell out. We can rent it out, or we can bring in businesses and do corporate photos. We can do photo shoots. There's just so many different opportunities to actually keep making money within the nonprofit while we're helping so many people, to where that is just going to be a self-sustaining system that just continues to grow. So I've thought all of this through. There's so much room for partnerships with different companies, so much room for sponsorships. There's so much room to where this thing is going to pay for itself and continue to make money, to where it's just going to be basically a money machine on top of helping everybody, so that we can continue to grow it. Plus, then we have the other businesses. We have the cartoons and the animation studio. We have the hair care product. We have the cosmetic company. We have just so many opportunities to continue to grow and to continue to make money and to continue to help others and to just make this as big as possible. It's where it's just going to be a never-ending money source. And that's how we pay everybody. That's how we provide the free rent. That's how we provide everything that I want to provide, because I'm not at the top being like, oh, our shareholders need to make billions of dollars. We just redistribute it into different businesses, different money-making sources, more ways to help people, different branches of the nonprofit. We start here, and then we jump into a nonprofit that actually cleans the environment. And this is being funded. And then we open a nonprofit that helps battered women. This is being funded. And we just keep branching out and branching out and branching out until we just have unlimited resources and unlimited potential. So I've thought this through a lot. I've made sure that I'm not just, I want to do this. How are you going to do it? I don't know. Well, that doesn't help us. How are you going to make money? I don't know. How are you going to stay sufficient? I don't know. No, I've got this thing planned to a T. To help build the actual buildings and to get the land going, I plan on selling the floor. So you can buy a 1 by 1 square foot space for a set amount of money, and then you can put a memorial for a family member. You can put your business logo. You can do basically whatever you want, as long as it's not some grotesque or profanity or something. You could do a quote that you love, and we can have people from all around the world just leaving their mark on this space. And the square footage is over 70,000. No, because it's 30. It's like 150,000 square foot for everything that we're doing. Each square foot you can sell. And then if businesses or somebody wants even more, they can just buy a little spot. So it could be 1 square foot times 30, and then you've just got this whole little area. So that's another way to help fund the build. I have not just sat here and been like, nah, it's gonna fund itself. I've got so many ways for this to fund itself. I've got so many ways for it to continue to make money. I've got so many ways for it to provide the life that I want it to provide for the team members, for it to produce the results that I want for the students. This isn't something that I'm going to do a nonprofit and didn't put in the work or what would be the word? I was going to say put in the knowledge, but that's not. Put in the work or the time to gain the knowledge and to really think this through. Like, this wasn't just I'm going to do this or an overnight thing. This was years of plotting and planning and figuring out how this is going to work, how it's going to become self-sufficient, how the other things are going to help fund it, how everything is going to just come together and create this incredible opportunity for so many. So I've put in the hours, I've put in the work. This is going to be, I keep saying this is huge. This is huge. This is next level. This is incredible. And this is going to change the lives of so many people. So again, if this is interesting to you, if you want to get involved, you can email the podcast, troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com. You can email me directly, j.johnson@unitedinchange.org. You can email through the website, unitedinchange.org, and I'll leave links to all of this in the description. Let's do this. I can't wait for you to join the team. I can't wait to change people's lives. I can't wait for you to not have to worry about rent. I can't wait to break ground on the land. This land is beautiful. We're at the end of it. I will remember to put a picture of the land and everything. I've got this. If you stayed this long, the pictures might be at the end, but I'm going to remember to put pictures at least at the end of everything we talked about. I will try to put them throughout the podcast where they should be. I'm not sure if I will, but I will at least be able to remember to add it to the end of the podcast. So I'm excited. I didn't think talking about this was going to reignite the passion. Maybe that's why this podcast happened. I've got goosebumps right now. Like, my whole body just got goosebumps. I've put this off for about a year. Not really put it off. There was circumstances that happened that kind of made this get paused for about a year, but pretty sure the whole reason we just brought this up and we had this conversation, this podcast, was to remind me what I'm here for. So let's get it. I love you guys so much. Please like, follow, subscribe on all the pages, Troubled Past Podcast on all pages, on all platforms. Share, comment, let me know what you think about my idea, and let me know if you want to get involved. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.